Good morning. Welcome to Mental Health Mondays with Kate, Season 1, Episode 15, which is kind of amazing and hard to believe, but here we are nonetheless. So last week, we talked about shoulds, all or nothing thinking, and filtering. Today, I'm going to present 3 more cognitive distortions. Again, there are many. You can find a lot of lists out there. Try to find a reputable source, preferably a licensed mental health practitioner, not, just some random Joe Schmo. So here are today's 3. I'm very distracted today. I'm sorry. Okay. Here are today's 3. Number 1, catastrophizing. I hear this one quite a bit. Catastrophizing is when we predict basically destruction. When we can domino or snowball down this terrible road and just take unknown outcomes and just make them worse and worse and worse and worse, right? If I sleep through my alarm, I'm going to be running late, and then I will get to work late, and then I will get in trouble, and then I will lose my job. That is catastrophizing. It's taking unknown information, first of all, and then getting to the far extreme of possibility with really usually no basis in fact or certainty. And so it does relate a little bit to the pessimist-optimist line of thought, right? Because there's at least a 50-50 chance that the good outcome could also happen. So where are you going to spend your energy? Where are you going to spend your time? Are you going to spend it in dooms preparation or in it might be all right? Because remember, where we set our mind is how we then, that impacts how we think and how we feel, and therefore how we act. If you start the day catastrophizing, the rest of your day is very likely to follow that same pattern. Number 2, fortune telling. We spend a lot of time fortune telling. For the good or for the bad, right? We can live in the fantasy of either. But when we just predict what's going to happen in a given situation, again, for good or bad, so much time and energy is spent on something that we just don't know. So why do we invest the time and the energy in it? For instance, in anticipation of an event that you're somewhat nervous about, you start to play all the scenarios. I'm not going to have anybody to talk to. If I go to this party, I'm not going to have anybody to talk to. Nobody that I know is going to be there. I'm going to be the only fill in the blank there. And so we get all kinds of worked up over something that we don't even know. And then what happens? You get there, and there are people you know. And there are people to talk to. And you aren't the only whatever in the room. And even if you are, even if all of the things you've told yourself are true, when you get there, you end up meeting new people, having new connections, and having a good experience. We waste so much time and energy missing out on the present moment, what's happening right now, thinking about what could be and predicting it. It sucks up our energy, and it's not a fun way to live. I want you to know I just realized 4.5 minutes in that I never turned on my ring light, so I'm not gonna now. But there you go. Personalization is the last one. So catastrophizing, which is fun to say, fortune telling, and now personalization. Personalization is 2 ways to understand that. First, taking everything personally. So someone walks by you in the grocery store and you see their face and interpret a look as a personal affront to you, without thinking about what else might be happening for this person, especially with face masks now. I'm still wearing mine in stores, COVID, flu season, all of it. So when you take someone's face away and you're only seeing their eyes, you really have no idea what's happening, especially if their hair is covering their AirPods, right? There's so many things, but we do this. We take it personally and say, that person, what did I do to you? And they might be thinking, nothing. You did nothing to me because I wasn't even paying attention to you. Think about the fact that we all have very small worlds. The person passing you in the aisle probably isn't paying much attention to you. So, that's one aspect of personalization, when we just take everything personally. Everything is meant derogatorily, if that's a word, towards us. Personalization is also taking responsibility, taking control for things that are totally out of your control, blaming yourself for accidents that you really have no control over. So, catastrophizing, fortune-telling, personalization. Pay attention to these. Pay attention to how often you tell these things, speak these ways to yourself, and the impact that they have. So, last week I recommended that you start tracking your shoulds, your all or nothing thoughts, and your filtering thoughts. This week, add to that, if you would like, tracking how often you catastrophize, you predict the future, or you personalize. Next week, Monday, November 21st, there will not be a Mental Health Mondays with Kate. I will be returning from a trip, and I'm super excited about it. Check social media for lots of pictures, I'm sure. My challenge to you, though, since it will be Thanksgiving week, is to take each day, morning or night, benefits to both, I would say, and write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. Not just on Thanksgiving, not just one thing around the table. I am inspired by a friend of mine who has done this every day, has written down something and shared it every day that she's grateful for, and I'm thinking about taking that challenge on myself. So for next week, no new episode of Mental Health Mondays with Kate. Challenge yourself every day to record 3 to 5 things that you are truly, genuinely grateful for, big or small. And then on the 28th of November, another new episode will be available, and that is when we will finally talk about, okay, here are these cognitive distortions, here are these weird ways that I limit my own self and limit how I interact with other people, so what do I do about it? So keep tracking those distortions. In a couple weeks, we will start to talk about, now that you know about it, what are you going to do about it? Have a great day. Have a great week. I will see you in 2 weeks. Be thankful. Whatever your community is, I hope that you are able to be with it. And regardless of how many people you are around, know that you are created. And because you are created, you are loved and you have worth. See you in 2 weeks, everybody. Bye-bye.